What's up, y'all? Welcome to the On the Come Up podcast, where creative entrepreneurs share their come up journeys that turn their passions into success. I'm your host, Kimberly, so let's get started. What is up, guys? We are back with another episode. Today we have Victoria Silk. Victoria, welcome to the On the Come Up podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
What inspired you to start making music?
I've been a musician since like childhood. I was always kind of singing, my mom said, and she like catered to it, and I started doing like piano lessons when I was little, and then like we added vocal lessons on top of that. So I did mostly classical training until I was about like 18-ish. And after that, I went to audio engineering school and I learned about like producing and started making beats and like it just kind of I don't know. I was doing electronic music at first and then like it just like fumbled into R&B.
Is that your preference,
Yeah.
the R&B?
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. I think I was kind of afraid of my voice when like I was like producing. I didn't like hearing myself. Like I knew I could sing because I had been doing it forever, but also it was just like weird, like writing my own stuff. It wasn't something I was used to. So, yeah, now that I'm like, comfortable with it and yeah, I love it. I love songwriting and I love making it.
How do you feel now about hearing yourself? Because sometimes I still cringe when I hear myself.
Yeah. I hearing myself talk is a little bit different versus like hearing myself singing. I'm pretty confident and usually I'm happy with what I hear. I have like a studio at home that I do most of my like vocal recording on for my songs and then sometimes I'll go to a studio and get like final vocals and have them do like the mix and stuff. But yeah, I'm okay with hearing my voice now.
Well,
Yeah.
singing, right? But I guess it's different when you're talking.
Yeah,
And all I do is
exactly.
talk, so I'm just like, ew.
Yeah, no, same. I'm like, are you sure I sound like that? I don't think that's accurate, but no, it
Right?
is.
Like, I sound different.
Ew.
How do you typically approach songwriting or creating new music?
Yeah, I have a couple of different approaches. So, some of my songs I produce the beat, and in that sense, like I kind of start like making the beat first, and um, I have like a bunch of song ideas like in my phone, like in my notes app. I have like 300 plus, like just kind of little like one-liners that I've like randomly thought of. Like I'll be driving and be like, I need to pull over and like take this down. But yeah, I just kind of find what fits the vibe, and then when it comes to like I collaborate with a lot of producers, so they'll send me like bunch of their beats. I'll pick one or two out that I really like, and similar thing. I'll go to my notes app and kind of like find a theme that matches with the way that that beat makes me feel, and I just build on top of that theme. And
So
right.
it could be just you'll be doing anything and then you'll think of something and then you write it down.
Yeah, literally. Happens a lot driving and a lot when I'm falling asleep. Like my mind's just like going and I just like will like be trying to go to sleep and I'm like I should write this down because I'll think that I'm gonna
Yeah.
remember it, but no, like it's happened. I've lost a lot of them just thinking I'm gonna. Yeah.
What do you think your favorite part is about the creative process?
I really like when things end up falling into place, like lyrically. I don't know, when I have like one of those ideas, like it's not a whole composed song at all. It's like, just the one thing. And I like kind of take pride in like figuring out like rhymes that aren't like super rhymey, but like ones that like match similar like sounds. And I don't know, just like when I'm like making a line and I'm like sitting there trying to think of what's gonna come next, and then it just like comes to me where it's like, oh my God, like yes, like it's perfect. I don't know, when things like line up lyrically, I think that's the most fun part because you're just there like, I did that,
Yeah.
So
Do you
yeah.
have an inspiration, like someone that you look up to that's in the music industry?
Yeah, I always refer to Sabrina Claudio because she's amazing. She has such a beautiful voice, her style, the
Mm-hmm.
songwriting, like it's like gorgeous, like kind of like romantic, like style R&B. She's very airy, very like soft and pretty. She's one of my favorites. I've been following her for I maybe say since like 2016-ish, 2017-ish, and I love seeing like the progression and I guess like how organically she's been like growing
Mm-hmm.
and just like keeping kind of like true to her sound, her style, and yeah, I really I
So
really
is
really
that what
like
you
her.
like kind of want to do
Yeah,
in a way?
yeah, I'd like to kind of follow with that and um stay like true like to like my
To
style, my
yourself?
music, and I don't know, I don't want to do anything that is like out of character for me, in order to like, get the extra, like to fast track it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want like those who like my stuff to like join along with me. And I don't know, if I feel like if I do like one thing that isn't like in my like character, and but like might get like the views and stuff, that then it's going to be expected because it's going to get all those people on board, but then like now I'm going to have to do that or else, you know.
No, they're gonna expect that out of you every
Right.
single time. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Can you tell us about your latest single, Blush?
yes, so I wrote Blush back in September. I was reached out to by a label MJMG. I get those all confused, but I'm pretty sure MJMG. And Mrs. Jackson, who I've been working with, she sent me a really fun beat,
Mm-hmm.
like the instrumental that you hear. And I don't know, I was kind of like going through a lot during that time, and it was a really nice distraction from like a lot of like stuff that was going on, just because it was like so upbeat and like so fun, and like this is giving me like something my brain to do. And then I don't know, it just like the words just came out, like it just feels like such a dancey piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's like loosely based off of like nights out that I've had with like friends where you just like seeing that like somebody like taking their glances, and you're like, are you gonna like
Mm-hmm.
are you gonna kind of make that move? So yeah.
So for your songs, is it what you're going through in that moment, or what you've been through, or what?
Yeah, it's mostly like I've had some that like I'll be all up in my feelings at the moment and be like
Mm-hmm.
writing something down, but for the most part, it's stuff that I've been through, or like seen like a lot of like people who are close to me like go through. Just like I know I like empathize with them, and I try to like put myself like in their shoes, because like it's like gonna be somebody who's close to me, somebody who I like talk to a lot, and I just like feel for them, and I like want to express it in like some type of way. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, but it's all based on like real life experiences, mostly by me, but I've had like a couple again where like I see somebody or multiple somebodies in my life like going through a similar thing, and I'm just like, this is like something that people like go through. It's not like just a unique experience.
Right.
I like to be
Um,
relatable.
do you have any like rituals or routines that you do before you record?
Yeah, so I do like to, if I know I'm going to be like having studio time or
Mm-hmm.
like an important show, I like to really not like drink alcohol maybe for like a week or two before leading up to it. Try to like, um, have like my body and myself like feeling its best. And aside from that, I have like some like vocal tea that I really like to have. Like that's like the day before, just staying super duper hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep the talking to a minimum.
Yeah.
Like whoever's with me, if they're like with me like before a show, I'm like, I'm gonna stop talking now. So we'll just be sitting there, and I'm just like, it
Uh-huh.
works. But yeah, just like getting enough sleep. I really try to take care of my voice and not overdo it when
Do
I'm
you
leading up to things.
uh-huh. Do you still like practice like your like vocals,
Yeah.
or is it something you just already have got it under control?
Yeah, so I do like to do a lot of like vocal like warm-ups, like
Mm-hmm.
the lip trills, like sirens, things like that, like just little, I don't know, warm-ups that like people be doing in choir and stuff. I think that helps keep your voice like agile. And then a lot of times I'll just like find songs that kind of have like crazy runs, or like high notes that I want to learn to hit, and
Mm-hmm.
just like practice those to, I know it's like stretching, like you want like if you want to get those higher notes, you have to like practice them, and keep on doing it, or else it's gonna go away. So yeah, that's kind of how I do it.
Throughout your like music journey, have you faced any challenges?
Um, I feel like if anything, it's not even so much like a creative like block, like writer's block, but there are times where like I'll like sit down and like want to produce something,
Mm-hmm.
and like nothing's happening. Like I'll like sit down there for like hours and like, make a little something, and I'm like, that wasn't it, delete it, and then like start over, delete it. And it comes to a point after like a couple hours of like nothing's really happening. I'm like, okay, like today's not the day that I'm gonna make something like in this type of way. And even if that like expands over a long period of
Mm-hmm.
time, like if I can't like think of anything to write or anything to produce, I try and find other ways to be creative, like practicing what I have already and getting like a better performance like out of myself, or like all of my songs, I like to make acoustic versions, like just piano versions of it. And so if I haven't like done it for a particular song, then I'll sit down and do that because it doesn't take like creativity. It just like takes, like the song that's already there and just making
Mm-hmm.
chords out and like doing stuff that I already know. And also I play piano, so like I'll like whip out a classical piece that I haven't practiced in a while or learn a new one. Because again, it takes creativity to learn a classical piece, but also the notes are all there in front of you, so you
Mm-hmm.
just have to like play them. But then it's still contributing towards music, just not in a creative way.
So how do you, with that, how do you stay inspired?
Luckily since I have that like big old long list of like, song ideas that I haven't even like used yet, but I just find like inspiration in like everything that I go through, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
um like over analyzing shit, honestly. Like if I like, go out like on a date with somebody or like meet up with somebody, like I don't know, I just like go home and I kind of like pick things apart and like think about the feelings afterwards and even if it's like dramatized, I don't know if that's a
Mm-hmm.
word, but like even if it's more built up than what it was, like that's like what songs kind of are. It's like telling a story, but like making it a little bit bigger and like more impactful.
So
Yeah.
with every experience, do you think you could like you pick a piece of that experience and like make a lyric out of it?
Yeah, I think so. Like, especially like again, since I do like R&B, any kind of like, like romantic experience or
Mm-hmm.
even like just like dating or like in Blush, like, just like noticing somebody like noticing you when you're at like the club, like,
Yeah.
just building on things like that because they're all kind of universal experiences, like especially
Mm-hmm.
like with like the girls, like we just like know what it's like.
Yeah,
And
right,
so yeah,
right.
it's fun writing about those experiences that everybody has had, but don't really like think too much on.
Mm-hmm. How long do you typically like when you write a song, how long do you typically does it release? Or sometimes it doesn't release?
Yeah, for the most part they do release. If I've like gotten to the point where like the song is completed, then
Mm-hmm.
like I'm gonna make it happen somehow. But I mean I've had songs that I've had like on the back burner for like a year or like longer. Like I have a couple things just like in my computer right now
Mm-hmm.
that have been like in queue, I guess, like waiting to come out. So I try to like separate things usually by a couple months at least. And I think like the longest time I've gone without releasing something was about a year, and I was not a fan. I was like previously in like a different like contract. I think it was like between 2022 and 2023, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I only released like one song during that time, and just like the like label that I was like signed with, it was just it was a little bit of a mess to where like I only was able to release the one song. And so luckily I had like a lot of songs that I had previous release, so I just like was trying to push those in the meantime along with the one song that we did do. But yeah, after that I'm like I don't want to do labels anymore and like
Yeah.
be like bound like that because that was hard, but it was a learning experience overall.
Does it ever get overwhelming that you have so much content to where like you want to release it or you
Mm.
have that?
I wouldn't say it's overwhelming. I think it's kind of like a security blanket,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, because when I do have those times where like I just can't like get anything good out, then I always know like, well, it's okay because I have like all these other songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody had told me like a couple of years ago, like a really nice saying that I always like think in my head, is like you still haven't written your best song. And that just like kind of, I don't know, that just always is a reminder because every song that I end up like doing, I'm like, damn, that was like, I'm like so happy with
How do
this.
I
This is
top
even
that?
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, it comes, yeah, like, how do I top this? And then, but then I'm also like, thought about my last release, but here I am topping it. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's
I
like a
like
fun
that though.
mentality.
That's very nice to help you. It helps you keep going, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
What's a fun fact about you that most of your fans don't know?
Ooh, um, I'm trying to think. So I am like, I feel like I've had like the same interests my whole entire life, but um, recently I got a pet snail and his name's Beto, and he's very cute.
Oh, that's so,
And so yeah, I
so
feel like
cute.
he's like a fairly new addition into my life, so that's
Mhm.
probably why like the world doesn't know too much about Beto. But yeah,
Is he just like, is he in a
mhm.
like a little glass
Yeah,
tank
I have him in an
cage?
aquarium, and
Mhm.
I got him in the mail. It was a little scary.
In the mail?
Yeah, because like everywhere you go, like in
Uh-huh.
Dallas, like there's aquarium stores, but they only sell like kind of the little like these like little snails that kind of like
Mhm.
clean up around things, but I wanted a big snail. And so yeah, I ordered one from Ohio, and it got delayed like 3 days in transit, and I was like, he's gonna come dead. But no, he's alive and well,
That's
and
interesting. Wow, I didn't even know you could do
yeah.
that actually.
Yeah, that was the first time I've ordered a live animal. I think that might be the last time. It was really stressful. It was really stressful. I was never again.
What advice do you have to aspiring music artists?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest like hurdles that I got past that I think would have been like nicer to just like mentally just have gotten through it sooner is to like just like release the music and like put it out there. I think a lot of times like you write these things and it's so intimate, like your music is your baby. It came like from your brain, like out of like
Mhm.
nothing. And you get worried that if you put it out there, like what people are gonna say. And if you're like confident in what you have, like it's worth releasing. And I've had people say mean shit. Like the first time that I put something out and somebody said something mean, like I was like, okay, like that kind of like stung a little, but also like I know what I did is good because I have many other people saying, that it was good, like people
Mhm.
who are strangers to me, like not just like my friends and family. So, this one mean thing, like you can't please everyone. It's art at the end of the day. And, like people will go and like find like like listen to an R&B song and like be like, oh, like that wasn't it. But then like not even really like R&B. It's like, why are you here? So,
Uh-huh.
it's just kind of getting past that hurdle of like putting it out there and like not procrastinating because time's gonna get away. And I wish I didn't let so much time get away before I started just like pushing it and just seeing what happens.
Putting it out there. I think
Mhm.
that's the hardest part for any kind of creative is
Yeah.
starting, like putting it out there because we're always so worried about what everyone is
Yep.
gonna think of what we're doing,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
then later on down the journey, it's like, dang, I should have did this a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That hindsight, because
Uh-huh.
like you survive like the negativity and you're like,
Right.
okay, like it didn't kill me. I still want to create. So like
How do you
that
get
wasn't that
how
bad.
do you get through like the backlash?
Mhm.
Do you get a lot of backlash?
Not really. I think the like times where I get backlash, is like on the little like Instagram, like the blogs, like on like kind of like the rapper blogs. Like sometimes like
Oh,
my
okay.
music will end up on those, and it's like I feel like it's still mostly nice stuff, but yeah, some people will be like saying negative. One that I actually found funny, I was like, that's fucking funny as hell. For my song Display, we had got it on one of the blogs, but I hated the way that they worded it in the blog because I've gotten like some of my songs they have like that kind of like 90s like R&B vibe
Mhm.
and like it's not me saying this, it's actual people like commenting saying like it's giving Mariah Carey vibes or like Sade vibes, like things like that. And so one blog like put, because I guess they like saw the comments in some of my like posts previous, they put like people saying she sounds like Mariah Carey. Like, what you think? I'm like, why would you guys do that? Why? Because like, people are gonna be like, fuck no, that's not Mariah Carey. She like can't compare. I'm like, I'm not trying to. Like, I'm sorry they said that, but this one person put Mariah Carey, more like Mariah Scary. I'm like, I'm dead. I was laughing. I'm
Oh my God,
like,
these people are like
they
ruthless.
are. But I couldn't even be mad. I'm like, that's funny as fuck. Like, cause like I just knew like when they posted that shit, I'm like, fuck. Like I know people are gonna be like saying some shit. So yeah.
So you
Uh,
just laugh about it at the end of the day, I guess, right?
Exactly. Like I'm very confident in myself
Uh-huh.
now. I don't know if maybe when I had started, like if it would have been different,
Right.
but because I've like progressed to this, and I think that's like maybe another good point is like not like starting off like super big, because like these blogs, like
Mhm.
you just like pay them and you get put on their shit. So like if you like just released your very first song and you're nervous about it, like maybe not like go to these blogs that have hundreds of thousands of followers, like and like you know put it there, like maybe
Right.
feel out like like take it slowly, but like do it and do it, or
Mhm.
else you're gonna regret like not doing it. So
That
yeah.
that's good. That's good. advice there. Just
Yeah.
enjoy the process,
Yes,
enjoy the
exactly.
process. And I know because everyone is such in a hurry. We're all in a hurry. And if we're not already there, we want to be there. But
Yeah, but
yeah, sometimes I have to remind myself, like, okay, take it slow, enjoy the process.
yes,
Yes.
and then it'll flourish how it's gonna flourish.
Yes. Well, thank you, Victoria, for coming
Yeah,
on
thank you for
and
having
sharing your
me.
journey. I really do appreciate that.
Of
You guys
course.
check out Victoria Silk on Apple Music. She's also on your Spotify. And
Yes, it's important to spell Victoria with a K, or else like it will not find me. I'm small enough to where they're like, we don't know who you're talking about, and then they'll give you like Victoria Monet or something, who is also very good. But if you're trying to listen to Victoria Silk, Victoria with a K.
Victoria with the K. Yes. Thank you, guys. YouTube fam, don't forget to subscribe, like. You can listen to On the Come Up podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We'll see you guys in 2.